Hey Plenty friends, welcome back to another new fun Plenty video. Today we're gonna go plant shopping at a local big box store called the Home Depot, and yes, I did just recently posted a video and I'm posting this one at 8. Y'all, this Home Depot had 2 sales and I just had to share this with you as soon as possible, literally ASAP, because what do you mean these massive ravens are just for $20 and $19.98? If I didn't have one, I would have 1000% took one home. But I already have one. And I'm really trying to get better at not buying duplicates personally because I don't have that much space or resource for light. But that's a really good deal. And not even just the ravens, but the Monstera Deliciosas as well. The regular ZZs, the massive ones, were also for 20 bucks. Y'all, I had to share this with you. And then with proven winners, they used to put all of their plants for 50% off, but now it's only the ones that are $20, the ones that are $19.98. They're like what are they, like 6-inch, I think so, like maybe like a 5-inch, I think so. They're not really a 6-inch, but they're not a 4-inch, they're like a 5-inch. They're 20, but now they're 50% off, just those, and those are $19.98. I'm not sure if it's selective Home Depots, but at this Home Depot, they have it at that. And they usually have the Painted Ladies, the Tordam, that's a really good one. Some Alocasia varieties, some Calate varieties, just depending. Every Home Depot is kind of different a little bit. Some already picked out, some just have been sitting there for a hot minute, and some just look really bad. But that's a really good deal. And if you don't mind paying $20, then you can just get 2 for the price of 1, which is still a really good deal. So I have to share this with y'all, and I really do hope you guys enjoy it, because I really did. And not even just that, y'all, they had, I'm getting dizzy, they had the most beautiful mandulas, y'all. Massive hanky baskets of mandulas. They had like 4 of them. They also had the Seba Blue, and they also had some other beautiful varieties as well. Again, those are usually 20 bucks, but still, those are really good deals, and also really good finds. And you don't always find massive baskets of mandulas, so I got you. If you're here in San Antonio, Texas, they're right there. If not, go ahead and check out your Home Depot whenever you can this weekend, because there's a very high chance that I noticed that this is a season for mandulas and Civet Blues massive hanky baskets. I don't know if they just propagate easier at the greenhouse, Coastal Farm headquarters. I don't know. But I've doing this after a couple of years. I've noticed that in the summertime, like in the beginning of summer and like in the middle of summer, there's always a lot more mandulas. And at the end of summer and the beginning of summer as well, there's massive hanky baskets of Seba Blues. Those are usually scattered throughout the seasons, but they're always super duper big and lush and very silver. You know, so these are really good finds, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's just get straight into it. Yo, I just walked in and look what I found. I literally just found the jackpot. They have so many mandulas. Look at this one. Oh, they're so variegated. And they're only $20.98. Mandula potos. I'm gonna have to show you each and every single one of them, because like, what? Wow. Here's another one. This one's honestly starting to vine down. And they also have a really good sale going on that I have to go ahead and show y'all. Look. All of these massive plants, they were 26. And now they're only $20. Those, oh my god, I just saw some like tiny ones. But look at this. Y'all. Oh, Improving Awareness is still doing their sale. I told myself I wasn't gonna buy a lot of. Oh, this one broke off. I just noticed that. I was like, why is it so droopy? But I guess you get a free cutting if you can just root it and propagate it. Big old leaves. Look at this one. I hope I have some plants inside because it is kind of hot. This is a cute little. I'm pretty sure it's just a ficus. $20.98. And then they got some Seba Blues. Look at that. And I see all Marble Queen of Potos. Ooh. Literally the top 3 most wanted hanky baskets from Coastal Farm. Mandula, Seba Blue, and the Marble Queen Potos. Every time I see a Mandula, I always gotta stop by and like admire them. You know how they have that saying, stop and smell the roses? Well, for me it's stop and look at the Mandulas. That is beautiful. I already have like a lot of mandulas. This is one that I would not really propagate because, I mean, you can, but it is slow. Really, really slow. And out of all the potos, they get rot pretty easily if you're not propagating it, you know, like a good way. I also just found out they still have some proven winners on the sale. They were like $20, but they're still, what you call it? They're still $9.98. Look at these begonias. $7.98. Oh, this is cheaper. What? This is cheaper than Lowe's. Wait. Okay, $5.98. I was about to say, because I heard a rumor. Oh, look at this one. Oh my gosh. This one is so cute and perfect. It's just so adorable. Like, what? And it was blooming. It has like a red flower. Oh my gosh. This one's literally blooming right now. Look at this one. Wow. How cute. All I smell is manure. But I'm always complaining. I gotta stop. Look at this one. Christmas tree. Girl, that's not even the legit tag. I just can't. They look so pink. I already have one of these. I had to take one home. They look either silvery or they look super duper like saturated and pink, or like red. Like, I don't know, is it pink or red? It's like red, right? Oh, the velvet vibes. And then they got some golden potos, which honestly don't look that bad. They're super duper variegated, which is nice. You don't always find them like that. They have more in the back of the same stuff, but honestly, the begonias are really, really nice. I love how they have a lot of good healthy plants. I even see a green heartleaf philodendron. This is a lemon button. I don't know why I'm shaking so much. This is a green heartleaf philodendron. Look at this little baby. It's a heart. People tell me, how do I know the difference? Basically, the philodendron has like a heart-shaped leaf. You can see the heart right there. And then a pothos has a teardrop. You know, like, it doesn't really have like the heart shape. It has like a drop shape, you know. So that's how I know the difference. Because the lemon philodendron and the neon pothos look really, really similar. It's crazy how these are all $20. These massive ravens. Isn't that literally the cost of the, what you call it? The basic 6-inch ravens from Costa Farm. Mind you, Vigoro, it's the same company as Costa Farm. But yeah, you can just get like a 10-inch instead of a 6-inch for the same price of a 6-inch. Look at this one. These ravens are crazy. Oh my gosh, I just can't. Sometimes you can find some variegated ones. I saw it one time on Facebook years back that somebody found a variegated, not a raven, but like a ZZ. You can also find some sports variegated ones of monsteras. Even though these look really, really beautiful, they look really, really nice. Look at that. Beautiful and healthy. Look at this new leaf unfurling. And then look at this one. Isn't that so elegant? I think it's beautiful. But I don't see no sports. They have more on this side. They have just your classic green ZZ, which is really, really nice. And they have the snake plants too. Look at this one. And then these ponytail palms. Somebody asked me if they're selling any good ponytail palms. I think this one looks really, really good for $15.98. And sometimes they also go on sale. I've been noticing that Lowe's has been putting out a lot of good sales at these stores. Like the Home Depot. I said Lowe's, right? Look at this one. It is so big and full. And then the back has like really, really good irrigation. Look at that. It has like a maroon blush on the back, which I think is so, so beautiful. And then they have some ficus Audreys for $15.98 as well. It looks so good. And then one of my favorite calatheas, but like I would never go ahead and adopt it. Look at this one. The elevator looks messed up. It's a pinstripe calathea. It's so beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful ones next to the white calathea fusion. But They always get spider mites for me. I don't know how. The leaves are so thin. I really think that's the reason why. If the humidity is not there, they're gonna spawn in. This one doesn't have any, so that's a good pinch up calathea. This is a beautiful aglaonema. 16. They have some golden pothos as well for $16. These are really variegated. They were doing super good on the greenhouse. And then these other calatheas, which look a little bit stressed out, but it's not that bad. It's a really good big old size. And then more PPPs. But Proven Winners is still putting their plants. The ones that are $20, they're still $9.98. So that's really nice. This is a Tordum. This is the White Wizard. And then they got the Swiss cheese, painted ladies, philodendrons. More of these. What is it, like a white? This is Coastal Farm, so it's going to be a white knight. See the stance? And then the wizard has like a little bit of red in the middle. I'm still memorizing those that way to like differentiate the philodendrons. This is a beautiful Scandapsis Silver Lady for $20. It has gotten a really good size. It's already starting to vine down. See, they were 20, but now they're $9.98. So we're gonna go ahead and see inside. Hopefully they have some really good plants, but it's just beautiful. When I told you gotta like walk, you gotta like literally pass through all of these aisles if you can find any new shipments. I don't think so, because the plants that they do have displayed look really brand new. So I don't really see that many crazy stuff. I mean, here's a nice looking thirsty Silver Lady Scandapsis and these philodendrons and some PPPs, but nothing too crazy. They got some different backyards as well. It does feel a lot better though. Oh, look at this. This is a marble. Wow, and look at this leaf. It's a green leaf. You got like a 2-in-1. What kind of? This one has still a little bit of variegation on it, but for some reason it doesn't want to put out variegated leaves. Nice looking marble queen pothos. And then they got your Cebu Blue, which, like I told y'all, these just get bigger on the summertime because they just grow so much faster in the heat at the greenhouse. And these leaves look so good. Oh my god. I mean, oh my gosh, sorry. This is another nice one, and I'm seeing so many new leaves popping in. Like, look at these little babies pushing through. They're so cute. Look at this one. I think it's called watermelon something. It doesn't have a tag on it, but I think it's a Paelia or Peperonia. I love how it has a lot of new shoots pulling through. And this is only $21. Beautiful. And then of course they have your classic beautiful Brazil philodendron that you know I just love and drool over. Look at this leaf. Gorgeous. Gorgianus. They have this Cupid Peperonia. It's like a little bit of, has a little bit of variegation going through. Another Cebu Blue. They have a lot of, look at the Cebu Blues on the bottom. And then they got a Brazil. But that's basically it. They don't have any, you know, crazy stuff like what we found outside. But these are nice looking different paquias. The thing is, girl, let me see if it says low light, because I'm gonna get mad. Okay, it doesn't, it says medium light. That's a little bit better. I hated how these were advertised as like low light, and whenever I put it on a low light spot, it just went downhill. But whenever you put it on a good source of light, like on a grow light, they always do super duper good. So this is a highlight plant for me. That's a nice looking marble queen pothos. Alrighty, hi plenty friends. So we're gonna do some actual, well, these are plant choice, but we're gonna do some plant cleaning on the foliage later on. But right now, some of my orchids, they gotta get a rinse down. They're not, I would not water them yet, but I see the mellies in them, and the best way for me to get rid of them is just knocking them off by the sink. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But I will show you guys my variegated Ficus triangulus. Still alive. I'm doing a-okay. I just keep it really moist. It's pretty humid in the kitchen, it boosted even more because I just did dishes, but it's 78% humidity. And then it's 72% Fahrenheit. Room temperature, very humid. So literally just exactly what they want. The humidity goes up and down over here. The lowest, that will be like in the 60s. The highest is that. I always give out my stats because I think it's really, really important when I show my beautiful plants and how they're doing super duper good. For my alocasias that are thriving, and to like other plants that are just doing literally insane, like my calatheas as well. I don't want to give like a false, you know, like kind of like, does that make sense? I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of important to be really, really transparent and let you guys know the climate as of right now. I do have my dehumidifier running in the bedroom so it can dry up the air because I do not want the bedroom to be humid considering the fact it's carpet in there. Ew. So no. But very good effect. It's super duper cute. My orchid is blooming. This is the one that we got, I believe, last year on clearance, and here she is. I did not know. I thought it was the same color as the other one that I'm gonna go ahead and show you, but it's like a very fainted light pink, super duper cutesy. No mealybugs. She did have mealies, but like I just literally rinse it whenever I see them. One thing that I really love about orchids is that we know the blooms last a very, very long time, but they literally last so long. I want to put them right there, but I just want them to be happy and thriving. So I put it near the grow light because there's no grow light by the right there where I want to place it at. I would admire it, but I admire it over here as well, so it's cool. And then here's my other orchid, the one my boyfriend got me 3 years ago. No, honestly, 4 years ago. It doesn't look that crazy and big because it was literally all of it completely died on me, and then it got mealies. But now it's doing a-okay. We are gonna go ahead and rinse her. I see this goddamn mealies. There's like really tight crevices by the leaves. It has a new leaf coming in. But I can't really get in there. So usually I get a Q-tip, but I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse it. And it's kind of dry already, so it's already time. This is another orchid that my mom got me. It's hydrated, but I see those mealies right there. I think, let me get the Q-tip. I already got the little Q-tips. I don't need that many, and then my little rubbing alcohol. Someone told me to put it in the little cap because it fell in there all the way through the Q-tip, but I lost the cap, so. But I honestly just usually rinse them, and it keeps everything pretty good and healthy, as you can see. But this looks very firm. I know this one doesn't need water. I can usually tell by its leaves. Whenever they get wrinkly, you can usually see this looks perfect. It also isn't a sponge, so that retains a lot of moisture. You can see a little bit of wrinkling. Also, like, they're very bendable once they get thirsty. This could still last like a couple more days, but I'm still gonna go ahead and rinse it. I don't want to water this one because it's very hydrated and it's in a sponge just for the moment until I get its cute little planter, an orchid planter. So all you gotta do with some 70% rubbing alcohol, just dab in there and they just die. It looks nasty, but it is what it is. That's literally all you do. And yeah, you just get in the back. These mealies like to hide in the little crevices and also on the back of the leaves. But just very basic stuff, you know? I know a lot of you guys already know this kind of stuff, but to those that don't, this is what I do. And that's it. She's good to go. We're gonna do this one too, might as well. Just gotta get in there wherever I see them. Now, you really want to be careful with the rubbing alcohol. You do not want to pour it on the plant because it could really kill the plant if you pour it all over the roots, right? We don't want that. Okay, that's good on that. I don't think, I probably saw a little bit on this one. Maybe let me just go ahead and. They always like to be in the new growth, like right in the middle, where it's tender. It's easier to step on because they suck the life out of your plants. That's what they do. That's it. Okay. Still gonna go ahead and rinse it pretty good in the tub. In the sink. I don't like to water my plants in the sink. To each their own. I usually don't. I like to do it in the tub if anything. But these orchids are in sphagnum moss and in bark. It's not like it's soil. The main reason why I don't want it to clog the drainage from the sink. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know I can also do the same thing in the tub, but the tub I feel like it can stand more. I don't know what it is, but I feel like the pipes are bigger there. I sound really dumb, but here's the other one. So this is my other orchid that's blooming. I got this one last year. I think it's about to be 2 years, honestly. To be honest, I don't even know, but it's been a hot minute since I've had it. And the colors are really, really pretty. I got it because the variegation. I love, love, love variegated orchids, and I've always wanted one, but I never knew I would go ahead and get, have one. The planter is from Walmart. These are honestly my favorite planters. They're pretty cheap. I think it's like $4. My mixture is just sphagnum moss and orchid bark mix. The reason why I add sphagnum moss in there is for multiple reasons. It could also have a lot of negatives as well, but the positives in it, in my head, it lets me know as like another sign that the medium is already drying out and the plant is just using whatever it had stored. You can also just pick it up and tell like that right over time, but I just by visually look, I don't gotta get in there, which when I'm washing dishes I can just like look at the sphagnum moss, be like, okay, it's good. Just making my life a little bit simpler. And then another reason why is because whenever you do water them, now sphagnum moss dries out completely, it really does not absorb water effectively or efficient. You gotta really, really get it nice and moist, but you want to make sure it dries out, especially with this kind of mediums, because it could cause rot with your orchids, right? So I just let the sphagnum moss completely dry out. It's like a little reservoir as well that I see it. The plant will absorb the water from the sphagnum moss and give me more time until it's time. Compared to just like the bark, I think the bark can also absorb water, but not as much as sphagnum moss. But again, it can lead to root rot. So just before you water it, you want to make sure the sphagnum moss is dry. Not bone dry, but dry, okay? I don't want your plants to get root rot, but that's what I do and that's how I do it. The sphagnum moss is dry. You can kind of see the wrinkles a little bit, like even with the edges is bending down. Over time, you start like seeing signs and cues with your plants. I've killed a lot of orchids, you guys, back in the day, to the point that I just completely stopped until my boyfriend got me that orchid. And he told me like, don't give up, I have hope for you. And I thought that was super duper cute. So I didn't want to give up on it. And I tried and tried, and it showed me that like, just keep trying, don't give up. And when you do fail, it's human. It applies to anything. When you do fail, it's not always a negative thing. If anything, you can get experience out of that and learn from it. That's one of the best ways to learn is by going through something and getting wisdom out of that. So whenever you're gonna do it again, you already have experience. You're not starting over from scratch. You're starting over with experience. But that's just like I'm really trying my best to like. I get scared because like now I just want to make sure I don't say anything bad, and I want to make sure that I can sound as positive as I can, but not so positive that like. And when something bad happens, like with your collection, you just get turned off by it and then you just push away from it. Does that make sense? So there's always something positive and a negative. So I don't know. But that's on that with the orchids. That's my care. I specifically with the mixture is sphagnum moss from Amazon. I think I have it in my description box. And then the orchid bark mix is literally from Lowe's. And I'm pretty sure there's no mealybugs in it, so I don't gotta go ahead and kill it. Like anything in there. And this is another orchid that I got for clearance as well. And for so long, it was just this part. For so long, like we're talking about like maybe 2 years. No, that's a lie, like a year, for a whole year. But I didn't want to give up on it. And then it gave me this whole new thing. This is 2 months old. And this is a whole new part as well. From what I remember, this is like a yellow flower. I don't know. I got it because I love the structure and the shape of how it grows. Like I think it's pretty cute. It's almost giving off like a lucky bamboo, which is also, it's actually a dracaena, but we know it as lucky bamboo, right? But it's not a bamboo, it's a dracaena. I actually want to get one of those so bad. I think that's a must in someone's collection, because like we know at least one person or have known somebody that's had a lucky bamboo dracaena in their kitchen, right? I know my grandma has had one of those and stuff like that, but they always glue the rocks. I gotta go ahead, because I kind of forgot how to go ahead and get melt the rocks or get rid of it. I hate when to do that because it makes it really, really hard to, repot it or put it in a new planter. Okay, that's basically it on this one. It kind of looks dark, but if you touch it, it's dry. And it's pretty lightweight. Alrighty, sorry, I got a call. But what was I saying? Yeah, I do feel weight, but it's just a planter, right? And then last but not least, y'all. This plant has scared me so many times, but I learned from her. And it's my Corkscrew. This girl has given me so many heart attacks. She's crazy like me. Look at that. All the crazy stuff like. But it's so pretty. I like how sometimes it's literally my hair. It's like random. Like it has these long wavy and then it has these curly swirls. It's my Corkscrew. And this planter has saved my life so many times. With this plant, because the Corkscrew likes to stay moist all the time. And I did tie her up. If not, she would just be looking like crazy. And I think over time, I would tie her up again like that. Just to keep it nice and tidy. And also I feel like it just looks a little bit, I think it's cute. And if anything, I think this would be super cute on a face planter. Like, are you for real? This was the cutest thing ever. One of my favorite plants. I just have killed it a lot of times, but it's okay. And I do think I have another set of these planters, but it's way too big. But I think it's probably gonna be okay. The thing is, it's not gonna fit in here. I have to figure it out. But as of right now, it's gonna stay over here. So we're gonna go ahead and refill the reservoir, because that's how you do it. It doesn't have a hole, but the terracotta absorbs the water that's in here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I got it from Walmart. Okay, let's go ahead and start watering. Let's do this, girl. I guess we can start because you should put them back as I'm doing this. This is the cutest thing ever. Don't look at my crazy sponge. I have to get a new one. Just like that. You don't want to put too much, right? I think that's still a little bit too much. It was still a lot, just like that. And then voila! This is so cute. I love these planters. I had to buy all of them. I already bought a good amount. I bought like 3 or 4, so I'm happy. Now what we're gonna do is just water. Gotta rinse off the leaves as well. Kind of hard because it's a big old plant. But we just find a way. To remove, you know, any pests or dust that accumulates through the foliage. Just like that. And now we're gonna saturate the sphagnum moss. I like to clean the planter as well, just to make it look nice and cute. Don't want any water sitting in there, right? It's gonna get all nasty. There you go. So much better. Have y'all seen the new movie from Netflix? It's Demon Hunters or K-pop Hunters. It's like an anime. I don't really like anime, you guys. My boyfriend likes anime, but it's a K-pop kind of thing. It's so cute and so addicting. Like, I know it's a kid's movie, but it's also made for adults, and it has so many beautiful meanings in there. And the music is so addicting as well. So like, if you've seen it, let me know which is your favorite song. My favorite song is, I think it has to be Golden or the other one. What is it called? Like This Is My Voice or This Is My Sound. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. It's so cute. Obsessed with it. Just like that. I've honestly learned the language of orchids. Well, my orchids, right? And I kind of want to get more. I honestly do. The only thing is, I don't want to just to get. Like, I want to get some pretty flowers. I cannot make a Hoya bloom, but I can make an orchid bloom. That's what I noticed about myself. Maybe in the future I can go ahead and make an orchid bloom. I mean, a Hoya bloom. But for right now, I just know how to make my aglanemas. my calatheas now, orchids. I said aglaonemos, right? My peace lilies. I know how to make those girlies bloom. But yeah, I need to find some cute orchids with pretty flowers. I want like a yellow flower. I think that would be so beautiful. I think the one that I have right there, the one that I showed you with like the long stems and the tiny leaves on there, that one is a yellow flower, I'm pretty sure. Kind of excited to see how it grows. I love it. I love this so much. And then we have one more, the most cutest flower. I hope the other ones didn't hurt me, but this is my favorite orchid. Because of the foliage, it's so beautiful, and the flower is really, really cute too. Usually when you're rinsing the foliage, you don't want any pests. You want to go like this, right? You don't want to let the water go in the plant, so you want to go like through the outside. But it's fine for me. Like, I'm not really stressed about it too much. It does something, like, you know. Don't beat yourself up for it. If anything, it disturbs. This doesn't have any mealybugs, so if not, I will literally be doing this. But it just disturbs them. It's a little bit harder for them to be happy. You know what makes them happy though? Not doing nothing. So this is better than doing nothing. But if you want to do that, and if it has pests, just go like that, right? Make sure that the pests fall through, not in the center. This leaf is damaged because the grow light fell on it and it busted it. But it put out this new leaf and it's pretty. Almost looks like a pepperoni right on this angle. And then it has a new one coming in. Super hot. I wonder if orchids, like, they put out babies or if you can propagate an orchid. I think the way they do it is by tissue culture, like in the big box stores. But I wonder at home if you can propagate. I'm gonna have to Google it, right? Maybe it puts out side shoots. That's probably how. I don't know. There you go. Ta-da! Let me set everything up. Alrighty. Here it is. Look at that new leaf coming in. And then the other ones, the pretty flowers. Look at that. Look at this one too. Beautiful. Okay, now we're at the plenty room. I just said in the intro, but I forgot to say when we were like in the kitchen. Sorry for spamming a little bit. I don't usually like to post a lot because I know it's a lot and these are like very long videos, but I had to show y'all those insane prices at the Home Depot. Girl, I got you. Like, I don't want to post this and then they already ran out the sale. You know what I'm saying? So I had to push this out for y'all, and I don't mind. I've been pretty ahead with content right now, so like I'm not really stressing out that much. And there's so many plant chores to do, and I've been really obsessed. I gotta move some stuff over here. I've been really obsessed with cleaning the leaves of my plants and making them look super duper shiny. The Thai Constellation has been putting out a beautiful new leaf, and it's just so magical. Like, all the leaves are super duper glossy and beautiful, and then it put out a new leaf, and it has its first double fenestration. No, it's fenestration, or its second fenestration, because there's like in levels. Like, the more mature, the more the leaf develops, tech installations are basically most status, right? The more fenestrations develop, and it's just super duper cool to see that. Or I can just buy the big one from Costa Farm. I think they sell it for like $150 or $120, but those are really, really good. Would I buy that? Possibly not. If I had the money, 1000%, but I don't have that much money to burn on that when I already have the plants right over here and it's doing pretty good. But that's a really, really cool one. I saw them, they were selling their Thai constellations extra large for that price. That's good, bestie. That's really, really good. So instead of shining some plants leaves, we're gonna go ahead and repot some as well. Bring these inside. Two of them is from we propagated some of them, they're still outside. This is my dark Trubia Scindapsus, and we chopped her, but now it's pushing out some new shoots, as you can see. Doing good, but it's in sphagnum mold. That's how I bought it at the greenhouse, at that local plant shop, local nursery that's nearby. So we're gonna repot her up in some soil, and I also have my jade Scindapsus as well that we chopped, but it has already pushed out its splits or its new shoots. So I'm really, really excited about that. And again, it's in full on sphagnum mold. So I paid $9 for it, so it's not bad. For a jade Scindapsus and a dark form Trubia Scindapsus is a pretty good price. And then I placed so we're gonna repot those, but I wanna show you all these. This is my Anthurium Papillinum Dicform Hybrid. It's been struggling with me, as you can see, and it's been looking so shitty, but I'm hoping that it's gonna do better inside. I probably should have sprayed it or something just to double check. I checked it, I didn't saw no pest or nothing, but the leaves been coming out like poop. But to be really, really honest, I've not been really consistent with my watering my Anthuriums. I've noticed some Anthuriums are more harder than others, but there are some that just want to stay moist, and if they're not moist, they're gonna throw a fit. I have the humidity, I have the temperature. It's literally 70% humidity in the plant room, so it's there. I have airflow running through. I have good source of light, like grow lights. I think it's just the watering, and it's basically dry, so it's just that. But I just want to show it to y'all because I'm hoping I'm gonna give her a good combat. I can see a new leaf coming in, like getting ready. So I use this to keep it moist, which kind of sucks a little bit. And then these two were from propagation. This is my variegated Aglaonema. Has some beautiful white creamy variegation. Has a new leaf unfurling. I have another one outside. I have two outside actually, but this is gonna chill with us. And I'm basically gonna put it where I had it before, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on it. For some reason, that one threw a bad fit when I underwatered it. So that was on that, but it's cool. And then this is from propagations. I forgot what it's called. It's like a Cupria or something like that. It's a weird name. I have the mother plants outside. She almost died, but she's bouncing back. I have more propagations on a 6-inch planter, and it's doing really, really good outside. But I wanted to propagate another one so I can have inside. This one got me scared a little bit because if you underwater it, it can throw a fit and get really, really crispy. But it has the most beautiful leaves, I think so. And it does look more red and velvety, like more maroon, but it's a little baby, so I'm just giving it time. And it's also one that kind of gives off a little bit like pest vibes, like the back of the leaves look like it has pests, but it's just how it is. It's a really, really beautiful plant, and I'm just happy to bring it inside, a piece of it inside, and enjoy its beauty inside over here. So I'm gonna place it right, I don't know, I'm gonna have to find the spot for it with the saucer. No, it's not gonna get enough light. So let's go ahead and pot those girlies up. I'm gonna get a water, y'all. I think I'm gonna start leaving the apartment, the AC Central off, considering the fact it's 70% humidity in here. I know I talk about it a lot. I like to document it, y'all. I like to look back and like, you know, I don't really look back at my videos once in a blue moon, I do, to be honest, because I like to look at my old plants. I get emotional, but it's fine. Now it's 69% humidity. I have my dehumidifier on because too much humidity is a bad thing. So it is what it is. But I kind of like, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with me. But I kind of like the humid feeling and the warm temperatures. It feels like I'm under a blanket. It gets me a little bit sleepy, but it's cool though. Like, I think what's making me really, really happy is the fact that my plants are super duper happy with the warm temperatures and the humidity, and no one's here. My boyfriend comes like later in the day. So like, I don't feel like a terrible person that I'm making it warm and humid. If somebody was here, then yes, I'll turn on the AC Central to like 72, but it's 81 Fahrenheit in here, and I don't mind it. It makes me happy that my plants are happy, and I can see them really happy. I will show you some that I'm just like, I can see them thriving. Let me just check my water. I love some water. I also feel like it's good for the skin. maybe not. But here is this one. This one's just looking insane. Super lush. My Civet Blue that I did from Propagations is doing really, really beautifully. It was looking pretty stagnant and like bare, but it's starting to fill in really, really nice, and the leaves are starting to get nice and big. My Hoyas are just doing crazy. They're not growing like crazy, but they do have a lot of stuff going on, and I know they love the humidity. And then of course my Anthuriums. Let me repot because I'm gonna be blabbering for no reason. People say that it's always best to buy a baby Anthurium because when you buy them as an adult, they can get shocked pretty easily, and to get them bouncing back, it's a little bit stressful and time consuming. So it's just, you know, it's just good to buy it as a baby and watch it grow. And it's also a lot cheaper, right? Depending on what kind of Anthurium you're getting, but usually it's a lot cheaper compared to getting a big one because, you know, people charge for the time and the love they put into the plant. So my Anthuriums are doing awesome. Sometimes you can see a little bit of damage because Anthuriums really are snitches. I like to say that because, like, if it had a really, really bad time in its care, when you had it, it was showing its foliage and it was stay there like a scar. A lot of plants really don't do that, or if not, they just push out a lot of foliage and they kind of like covers it up like a philodendron or a Pothos maranta or an aglaonema or like a ficus. You know, a lot of plants would just cover it up, or like, you know, but Anthuriums don't. They will leave it there, and their leaves are so bold that it snitches. Like, it shows, and I hate that a little bit, but yeah, and I get it now. I get it when people have very beautiful, perfect Anthuriums. These are really dry. It's gonna be a little difficult, but there's Scandapsus. They're pretty hardy with their roots. I'm not gonna remove all the sphagnums. People say it's a bad thing. I've been able to get away with just leaving a little bit of sphagnum moss in there, like not removing it completely, because you can damage some roots, right? Obviously, you just saturate the sphagnum moss and then it will remove a lot more easier than when it's dry. But no, if it was a really delicate plant, yeah, I'll possibly do that, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't really mind. I forgot what people say that you're supposed to remove 100% of the sphagnum moss, supposedly so like the roots don't dry out or suffocate, something like that. But plants are so hardy, y'all, and they grow pretty crazy. But I think it also depends on the plants. I think so, because there's been times when I've left 50% of the sphagnum moss and the plant didn't mind at all. And then when I potted it up, I didn't really see sphagnum moss anymore. Like, I couldn't really see it. But yes, what I was talking about, the Anthuriums, I get it now when they're so like flawless. It's just so like wow, you know. It's pretty relatable when your Anthurium leaf has a little bit of damage, because like we all have, you know, the vast majority of us have some Anthuriums that have some damage on their foliage. It's just normal, but it's one of those plants that just show. They don't really, it's kind of hard to get rid of, like, because it's just one big leaf. That's what they do, right? But I like Anthuriums. One of the biggest reasons why I like about Anthuriums is that that's fine for me. They don't really need support, you know, like some Pothos of philodendrons or Scandapsus or Monsteras. They need, not all of them, but there's some that are really, really pretty. Like the video that I posted today, if you haven't seen it, it's fine, it's cool. They need like something to climb on to get nice and develop those big leaves, or just keep those nice leaves. If not, they get like tiny leaves. So, but Anthuriums are pretty chill. The thing is, they like humidity. And when they get pests, you better be on it because it's gonna show, you know. But that's on that with Anthuriums. I know I'm a little bit late in the game. It's cool though. I just get on it when it speaks to me. And right now, especially since I was just starting with my collection, I wanted a little bit of everything to like just experiment and gain experience and learn from them. And I picked the ones that I loved. Like, I had my little phases of Scandapsuses and Hoyas and Begonias. I would always be a philodendron and a Pothos person. Like, in general, I love Pothos because they're just so, they give you those jungle vibes that I drill over. And the reason why I'm into houseplants is literally just for that. I love a nice jungle, greenery, lush, exotic looking collection or home kind of vibes. And Pothos are pretty hardy. they don't really need something to climb on to keep some nice foliage like a philodendron sometimes does, or when it starts to get too crazy. Look at that. A good run to the tub, and it's good. It's good to go. Now we're gonna start over again with the Jade Scindapsus. But that's my little chit chat on those type of things. I always feel like when I'm filming, I'm gonna see like a face right there in the doors. I be seeing too many scary things on TikTok, but yeah, it's cool though. Everything's cool. I know the videos have been like very scattered and like all over the place and stuff like that. I just film when I'm feeling good, y'all. I cannot film on a schedule. I just film for funsies or when I want to show you something exciting, when I'm feeling excited. That's how that works, right? So these past days I've been really, really hyped with a lot of things. A lot of it just with the collection, how it's developing and maturing and doing really, really good. And plants that I struggled with are now doing really, really good. And I think because of the humidity, but also because like I've done different things, and also I've added a lot more grow lights to my collection, which has helped me keep my plants happy. So let me see in here. I still don't have. I'm cool with it. I'm very fulfilled and satisfied with the Scindapsus that I have in my collection. But one of my favorite Scindapsus is the Scindapsus exotica. That one is beautiful, but I'm a little bit picky with that one because I've seen a lot of good ones back then when I already had one, and now I don't have one because I'm starting over. I keep saying I'm starting over, but that was like 7 months ago. We're in a new month, so maybe like 8 months ago. I'm not in a rush to buy a Scindapsus exotica, especially knowing that sometimes there's some that are just so lush and beautiful. And if I'm gonna buy a plant at a big box store and I'm not in a hurry like right now, right, for that specific plant, I'm okay with being picky because you're always gonna see, right now there are so many Scindapsus exoticas right now. But yeah, so like I'm okay with just being picky, you know. But if there's a plant that's uncommon and I want it, then I'll go ahead and snatch it up. See, people freak out with just a little bit of spectrum mouse, and then I'm like, well, it's cool, but I don't really mind. I don't stress about it. Like, a plant's gonna be a plant. You know, I don't like to baby my plants too much. Also because I'm lazy, but because like when you baby them, they get used to it, or like that specific plant becomes high maintenance, and you gotta keep giving it high maintenance now. But people are amazing, so everybody's different, so it makes us humans, right? So maybe I really have a lot of patience or time, and that's awesome. Not me, girl. Like, I will give you what I can give you, but you know, if you're gonna throw a fit over something really, really small, then this ain't gonna work out. There can only be one diva in here, and that's me. No, there's some plants that are an exception for me. Like the calatheas, I love calatheas. I really do. And I can be more patient with them, or understanding when they want to throw a fit, because like, I get it. Like, y'all are divas, like y'all are high maintenance, but there's such a big reward. But I also love and appreciate my plants that are not so finicky. Like my pothos, or my aglaonemas. Or my maranta. There's some really awesome marantas. My beauty camaranta is gorgeous, honey. And then my silver maranta is beautiful as well. My red maranta is awesome as well. They're starting to like get kind of crazy. I don't know if, excuse me. I don't know how some people keep the entire plant lush. The only way I've seen it is when they have their own spot, their own grow light, and that's it. I kind of shove in my plants kind of together a little bit. Not too close because, you know, I've pests and stuff like that. But just enough to take advantage of all the lights that I'm putting out there, like with the grow lights. You know, I want to make sure that that's a good combination. I like the jade with this dark, it's not a dark green. It's like a different shade of green, but it complements the dark green of the Jade Scindapsus really nicely. I kind of like that. So, yeah, I got to figure it out, but I can just easily start over, just chopping it. But I probably won't do that until the winter time because that's when plants go a little bit dormant, and I think it's less of a shock. I think so. I don't know. You know how some people that have trees, they trim, and also roses, they do it before the spring because they're like dormant, they're sleeping, they're like, you know, like that. and then when they wake up, they don't really feel it that much, and they have all this energy that it just flushes out with growth. That's what they do with roses for sure. I know that for sure. And trees, I think so too. I think you trim your trees in the fall time, I believe. I don't know. Every tree is different, but the vast majority of them is in the fall, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have a yard, but I had a grandpa that he would teach me that kind of stuff. We would do yard work and he will explain to me why. Like, you know, just a chat. But that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty, random, all over the place video. I believe we did some orchid care, and then we did the plant shopping, which was really, really exciting and fun. I'm really, really happy that we found some awesome plants. And then some repotting and also some propagation updates in my anthurium that I'm really, really hoping I can make it happy, because I don't know what's going on with that girly. But yes, and if you have already seen the recent video that I posted today in the morning at 2, well, it's not in the morning, like in the day at 2 p.m. We're basically talking about, like, it sounds like a negative video, but it's not. Yeah, it's pretty positive, like, I promise you. Like, it's like a thing right now that people are talking about, and I wanted to like put in my own 2 pennies as well on popular plants that we go crazy over, but like they're a little bit like high maintenance, and then there's these other ones that are a lot easier and more chill. Yeah, I can see how I can give off like, don't get that, get this instead. But that's not what the whole video was about. It was just for funsies. Also, like, for me as my own, you know, if I was talking to myself, that's how I would recommend the plants. Some easier plants, but give off the same vibes as the other difficult plants. Like a white Calyptia fusion can be really, really difficult, but aglaonemas, there's some aglaonemas that kind of look the same, or different Bacchias can be pretty demanding with light. They need a lot of light to keep their beautiful foliage, a lot of them, because a lot of them have so much white variegation in it. But there's some aglaonemas that literally almost look like a different Bacchia, and they're so much easier care, you know? So it's just that, like, if you want this plant but it's too difficult to look after, try this one instead. This one's probably going to give you better my brain's getting fried, better vibes, better growth, I guess we can say. It would do a lot better, you know, compared to like the other one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching something positive. I see each and every single one of y'all, and I hope that I can see you in the next one. Bye.